Hi, and welcome to the Plant Growth and Changes presentation for Grade 4 Science. My name is Corey Klassen, and I'm the Executive Director for the Lesser Slave Forest Education Society. I have a pretty awesome job. I get to teach students all about the amazing plants, trees, and animals that are found in the forests in the Lesser Slave Lake region. And today I'd like to take some time to teach you about trees and plants. The trees and plants we're looking at all live in a place called the Boreal Forest. The Boreal, or northern forest, is named after Boreas, the Greek god of the north wind. The green band in this picture is the Boreal forest. And as you can see, it goes around the entire top part of the whole world. It's the world's largest land-based ecosystem. And here in northern Alberta, we live smack dab in the middle of the Boreal forest. It's all around us. In our region of the Boreal forest, there are only 9 tree species. There are 3 broadleaf and 6 evergreen. We're going to start off by taking a closer look at one broadleaf and one evergreen tree that can be found in our forest. Evergreens have needles and they stay green all year round. Broadleaf trees have leaves that they lose in the fall and then grow back again each spring. The first tree we're going to take a look at is the white spruce. The white spruce is an evergreen tree that can grow pretty tall, up to 35 meters in height. The young twigs are smooth and shiny. Spruce needles grow out from the branch and sprout from all sides. The neat thing about spruce needles is that they are square, so they have 4 sides, and this makes it very easy to roll them between your fingers. Spruce trees have cones, and in these cones are the spruce seeds. These trees are highly adapted to living in the northern boreal environment. One way that they are adapted is they have waxy needles, which helps them to shed snow. Heavy snow can cause branches to break in the winter, and the waxy needles also prevent moisture loss. Their dark green color is an adaptation to maximize the absorptions of the sun's rays. Evergreen trees do not lose their needles, and so they're able to photosynthesize or make their own food early in the spring. And we're going to be discussing photosynthesis in greater detail later in the presentation. The next tree we're going to take a look at is the balsam poplar. It's a broadleaf tree. Before the leaves of this tree sprout, the buds in the spring are quite large, fragrant, and very sticky. You may be seeing them around your neighborhood right now if you have some balsam poplar trees growing there. The flower of the balsam poplar tree appears in the form of a catkin. These catkins show up before the leaves, and when opened have tufts of soft cotton-like hair. Male and female catkins are found on separate trees. Here's some interesting facts. The buds of the balsam poplar were often collected for a wide range of medicines. Buds collected during the spring contain salicin, and this is a main ingredient in aspirin, and it makes it a very common ingredient in many pain medicines. Also, as the balsam poplar tree ages, the bark begins to thicken and creates very deep ridges. These ridges of bark can also be used for bark carving and crafts. So those are just 2 of the different trees found in the boreal forest. Are trees plants? Yes, they are. And plants are the most essential component of any ecosystem. They're the only organisms that can convert light energy from the sun into food. This process is called photosynthesis. During photosynthesis, a plant produces its food using energy from sunlight, carbon dioxide from the air, and water and nutrients from the soil. A byproduct of photosynthesis is oxygen, which is then released into the environment for us to breathe. So all plants make their own food using photosynthesis, and they also have similar parts. And we're now going to take a look at the different parts of a plant and what they do. The first part we're going to be taking a look at are the roots. So the roots anchor the stem in place, and they take up nutrients and moisture from the soil. The stem contains vessels that carry food and water from the roots to the leaves. They also support the plant, and branches come off the stem. Leaves make food for the plant through the process of photosynthesis. Fruit contains the seeds of the plant. Flower contains the pollen or the seeds. Now we're going to take a look at a couple of plants that are found in the boreal forest. With single pink flowers, the prickly wild rose is a spectacular addition to the boreal forest. It's a short bushy shrub, so it has a woody stem like a tree, but is much smaller. The fruits of wild rose are actually known as hips and are edible. Rose hips remain on the shrub throughout the winter and are an essential survival food source for many animals during the harsh winter months. It's actually said that 3 rose hips contain the same amount of vitamin C as a large orange. But you should be careful. If you do want to eat a rose hip, you have to remove the seeds as they're covered in tiny hairs that can be very irritating. A very important plant in the boreal forest is fireweed. It's a tall plant that reaches up to 3 meters in height and can be found throughout recent burn sites. The flowers bloom in clusters at the tops of the plants and are a brilliant pinkish purple. Since fireweed is one of the first pioneers to grow back after a forest fire, its roots aid in preventing erosion. So they're also a staple for honeybees, as the growing season of fireweed is very long and there's always an abundance of fireweed in the boreal forest. Thank you for watching this brief presentation on plants in the boreal forest. We've provided some worksheets and readings for further learning. We'd also like to take you on a virtual field trip next month, so stay tuned for that.